beaucoup.
Well, we could. That's true.
Should I
Wanna
turn
try
this
a
off, or do you want
round?
to move into
Move into
the next song, or
another
or a
song.
round, whatever?
A round.
But I'm not turning it off yet.
Okay, I'll start and then you guys come in.
I don't know the
after
words, but
chorus.
that's okay.
Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques,
Dormez-vous, dormez-vous.
Sonna la mattina, sonna la mattina, ding dang dong,
Ding dang dang.
Frère
Okay.
Jacques.
Sonne, what is it?
Sonne
Sonne,
la mattina. Sound the morning bell.
sonne la
Oh, sonna
mattina.
la mattina.
I think so.
Sonne
It
la
might be
mattina.
sonna.
Sonna la
Spanish.
matin, probably. We're pronouncing
Oh,
it
okay.
wrong. But
In French,
the way,
that
the
would
way
make-
we
that would be
learn.
right.
Sonne le matin.
Oh, le matin.
So,
Le matin.
the
M-A-T-I-N-S,
son of
right?
the morning.
Sound-
So I
or
don't know.
sound the morning bells
Sound
is
the
what I
morning.
thought it
Sound the
meant.
morning bells. Well, that makes sense.
I think so. And
Sonne
le
le
matin.
matin. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay.
I
Okay, I can
think
do
so.
that.
Sonne le matin.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're on.
Am I on?
It's still going. Yeah.
Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne le matin, sonne le matin.
Ding dong dong, ding dong dong.
Ding a dong dong, ding a dong dong, ding a dong a ding a dong a ding a dong, ding a dong a ding a dong a ding a dong. La 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 la. Dormez-vous,
Dormez-vous, sonne la matin, sonne la matin.
Ding dong dong, ding dong dong. Frère Jacques. What I don't get. Very good. I don't get any instrumentation here. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne le matin, ding dong ding dong. Merci beaucoup.
Suffit.
Merci beaucoup.
Suffit. Okay,
Merci
tell us about a
beaucoup.
few things here.
Okay, I'm just going to keep this on. What would you like to know? This is a good time. I'll just
So
Q&A.
So what do you know about Pere Jacques? You say he was a righteous Gentile.
And look at all these. He's got watches and tools.
Naturally,
Did
as
he
in
do
as in
tools?
every mosaic drawing combo, there's a story behind almost everything.
Okay.
Was he?
So,
was
what
he
would you
good-
like me to talk about?
was he,
Because
like, into
keep
tools?
Keep it on. I have no idea.
So tell about.
And what about
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you.
Go ahead. About this figure here. This is a woodcut.
It's a wood carving.
A wood carving.
Actually, it could have been printed. I never thought of it till right now.
Okay.
Too late now. I did that.
Am I seeing eyes in the face?
You are indeed.
I am. Mustache.
Did you do
beard,
that,
lips.
Akiva?
I did, yeah.
That's your
You
carving.
did this?
1972.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I was assistant arts and crafts counselor at Camp Spruce Hill in Tolan, Mass, which actually paved the way for my leaving New York, moving to the Illinois, and then eventually getting here.
Wow. Oh.
And I looked at it and decided, no, this will go in here nicely. What else?
Goodness.
So, I can point out things. You
And the
had tools.
instruments?
That was from hand coloring I'd done on an old woodcut of King David. And I had a proof that hadn't proofed right, but I had saved various sections of. So all those gold and black areas, lower left, lower right,
Okay.
around the shoulders
Yes,
are from
yes.
this King David woodcut print, which worked well, kind of collaged on there.
And you have made Pere Jacques Juif.
An honorary Jew, right?
Honorary Jew.
We have the Juif there, we have the Star of David with Juif on the left.
Yes, yes.
This
Yes, yes,
young
yes.
boy, from a small sketch I had done in the early years of working on the Other Wing series, which I found on a piece of paper, cut it out and fit it right in there.
Amazing. Wow. Two.
Chest ribs. So there was
my
another drawing I had found which was never finished. It was in pencil I had done of a Torah, like rimonim, like the dowels and the kind of holders around it. And I collaged it on here, and then I worked it up also, which had plant drawings in pencil. And it all, I incorporated, with more color and more drawing, I incorporated. So I've given him for his chest, upper torso, I've given him like Torah, Jewish scriptures. With some, also, I added some Hebrew letters here and there.
Yes, right, right.
These images, as I've used in other kind of torso areas of other figures in the drawings, the mosaic drawing combos, drawn from either gravestones in the Time of Stones book, Polish Jewish gravestones,
Yes.
photos by Monica Krewska, or in the book Wooden Synagogues, that was published in the 50s from these photos and architectural drawings that were done pre-war by these kind of visionary Polish Jewish and Catholic architectural historians who had documented the wooden synagogues. All those photos and architectural drawings survived. The Jews naturally didn't survive.
Right.
So there's the photograph I did the drawing from up there, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you. Yes.
So
yes.
the tools, well,
yes.
railroad spikes, you know, I collected those years
Yes,
ago.
I do remember
When
those.
which were first done with the L.E. Sin work. When I was in
Yes.
Scotland, the first week I was in Scotland this past March, I stayed with a British friend who was then living in a town called Newborough, north of Aberdeen, and we took a beach walk. I think the second day I was there, and the beach walk I had done with them, I think it was in 2011. There were all these decaying ruins and remnants of British Army built 1941-42 anti-Nazi, anti-tank fortifications.
Oh my gosh.
And some of those are in the Orthodox Jew under barbed wire
Oh,
mosaic drawing
yes.
combo. And so on this walk, this tool here I picked
found
up.
this.
I've got photographs. That was from these all the rocks and brick pieces surrounding them were also from like a decaying pillbox on the beach.
My goodness.
His girlfriend Barbara, he's since moved to join her because she's been living in the west of Scotland the last couple of years. Her late dad's house was being she's selling it in Aberdeen, and David and I went there to clean up some things, and
Yeah.
there was in the garage, or I forget how they pronounce it, garage or something.
Garage. maybe.
There was an
Nice.
old dresser, and which is basically going to be ending up in the hands of whoever would buy the house.
Sure. Pocket knives.
I took that. I took her late dad's
Pliers.
pliers, screwdriver,
Yes.
and they also ended up in the piece. And this was mine from childhood,
Oh,
which fit in
really?
there. Good way to get rid of things, you know, that
It
you don't
is.
want the nephews to inherit, like garbage. Garbage, as Reiner called it in one of the artworks he had seen when it was in progress, he said, you ever, something about, you can use detritus in a really good way. Like all the old watches
Yeah.
I had saved.
There's a lot of them here.
Yeah.
So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them had been my mom's, which wasn't working down there.
This lower one.
This piece of metal
What is that?
was actually hanging by an old piece of cord to something to your right, which is hiding behind the plants. There's a big chain up there, a rusty old chain hanging up from that wood thing where the plants are.
Okay.
And it had been given to me by my downstairs neighbor when I lived in Aberdeen in 1987, Dave Milne, of the Old Boyd Needed a Holiday fame artwork,
yeah.
which is right around the corner here. And I noticed it and decided to put that in there. The chain that's hanging up there, I depicted pictorially in the bottom of the multiple amputee awaiting deportation mosaic drawing. You may remember it from
remember that.
when you saw it at Cascadia Community College in
Yes.
January.
Yep.
So I think that covers almost everything. This is from a shop in Jaffa that I bought on one of my teaching trips to Israel. Oh, but there's more. I'll just point out. This is might have been from Goodwill.
Okay.
This is from a sewing machine that David and I took to a recycling place near in Newborough. And I took all these front pieces off. This Cease, artist, former studio mate, Catholic, she'd give me all this old wood, which is said to, a visitor had said it was about 100 years old. So there are pieces of it in at least 3 of the mosaic drawing combos, including that one there,
Yes.
and in the Orthodox Jew under barbed wire. I don't remember where I got the cowbell from, but that's there. I think that's everything. I didn't talk about the pictorial imagery in the mosaic. So
How about this yellowed wood?
that was the remnants of, in 1984, in Poland, I did these drawings on a hillside in this town called Ritro. When we go back towards my kitchen area, you'll see a photograph. And I had this work hanging up in my old studio. You would have remembered it. You wouldn't have. Because actually, you know what? You would have. You visited that
I
studio.
did, certainly did.
It was called Homage to Paviak Prison, and it had all this metallic thread over it on this odd-shaped wood frame with 2 or 3 different drawings on it. Now, the drawing sections, in 2010, I disassembled the thing. Had I, years earlier, put it in one of those, like, plasteel-made plexiglass boxes that cost hundreds of dollars 30 years ago, probably a couple of thousand now, it might have been preserved intact. But I disassembled it in the summer of 2010, and I saved all the drawing fragments. Now, there are none, actually, parts of, no, there are none in here, but there's a number of drawing fragments from Homage to Paviak Prison's drawings in here. There's one of them. There's another there. And they also show up in the Chico Mendes drawing from the Sightseeing with Dignity series. And also in this piece that Dvorah is looking at right now, which you haven't seen.
No,
Yeah, what
only
is that?
a few
This
minutes
is-
ago when I looked.
This is the drawing in the center I did in 1990 from a photograph. This is a very long video. I'm at 12 minutes, 17 seconds now.
Okay.
You can always start and stop.
From a photograph of the Bund Memorial. Bund was the Jewish labor movement in Poland and Lithuania. And I had actually seen the memorial itself because I spent at least a half day in 2 different years, 84 and 84, walking through the Jewish cemetery, or parts of it, in Warsaw, which is where the memorial is. A few weeks ago, I was looking at the drawing, which I thought was really boring at the time, and decided I would work it up. And I took the red and black, kind of viney looking
Yes.
sections from a woodcut I did in 1975 in Carbondale, Illinois, collaged those on there, and then a couple of nights ago, or 2 or 3 nights ago, I added the writing in Polish on the left and on Yiddish on the right from a 1930 poster I found on the internet, a Bund poster, which was Break the Front, which I have to see if I can find what the history of it was. That's
It
in
means
translation.
break front?
Yeah. But I'm not sure what front they were referring to. It could have been some right wing something or other in Poland at the time. Anyway,
What's in his left hand? What's in his right hand?
well, I'm afraid to say what it looks like to me because I'll be embarrassed.
It looks. Is it a? It's not a drake.
Looks like a drumstick.
It looks like
The handle is too much like a dowel.
It looks like either I have a wood carving tool that's rounded like that,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
or like a or like a toilet plunger is what it looks like to me. But that's what it always looks like to me. But
It's not rounded. It's not cupped enough.
I'll
for
show
that.
you a
I think
photograph
it's
of
a
the.
bell of some kind.
Curious. That's
I'll show you the photograph I did the drawing from.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
this is.
Wow,
I'm going to
okay.
turn this off.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you.
Okay.
Uh-huh.